Are you tired of horror games that look like a haunted potato from 2006? Well, grab your holy water and hug your GPU. Because these games are so ultra-realistic, your eyeballs might file for emotional damage. Welcome to Top 10 Ultra-Realistic Horror Games, where shadows move when you blink, footsteps whisper your name, and the monsters look so real. You'll want to uninstall Life. Let's dive in, if you dare. Kicking off the list is The Occultist, a hyper-realistic psychological horror game that throws you into the role of a paranormal investigator exploring a decaying, demon-infested mansion. The gameplay is a tense mix of exploration and survival. You'll be searching for clues, solving ritual-based puzzles, and using tools like EMF readers, cameras, and your trusty flashlight, all while something not quite human stalks you in the dark. Every hallway feels alive, every whisper gets under your skin, and the jump scares. They don't scream at you, they crawl into your brain and stay there. The Occultist blends the haunting atmosphere of Visage, the mystery of PT, and insanely realistic visuals powered by Unreal Engine to create an experience that feels less like a game and more like a cursed documentary you shouldn't be watching at 3 a.m. If you're looking for a game that doesn't just scare you, it follows you after you quit, The Occultist is the perfect opener for this terrifying top 10. Wrongdust is an upcoming third-person survival horror game developed by Delusional Studio. Drawing inspiration from classics like Silent Hill, Resident Evil, and Dark Souls, it offers a cinematic, story-driven experience set in the eerie, decaying town of Lowell. In this open-world adventure, players assume the role of Isaac, a man returning to his hometown years after the tragic loss of his son. Lowell has transformed into a haunting landscape filled with psychological horrors, challenging puzzles, and hostile entities. The game emphasizes exploration, minimal HUD, and a lack of quest markers, requiring players to rely on their instincts and observations to navigate the world. As of now, Wrongdust does not have a confirmed release date. The developers have not announced a demo or specific launch timeline. The game is planned for release on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X platforms. Players interested in the game can add it to their wishlist on Steam to receive updates when it becomes available. Paranormal Tales is an upcoming first-person survival horror game developed by Digital Cyber Cherries using Unreal Engine 5. Drawing inspiration from Hideo Kojima's cancelled PT project, the game immerses players in a series of tragic tales experienced through bodycams, smartphones, and VHS footage. The gameplay emphasizes hyper-realistic visuals and atmospheric tension, featuring mechanics such as facial recognition, dynamic breathing, interactive household objects, and realistic movement impairments like stumbling during sprints. Players must navigate these narratives, uncovering the mysteries behind each disappearance while contending with the horrors that lurk within. As of now, Paranormal Tales does not have a confirmed release date. The game is planned for release on Microsoft Windows and is available for wishlisting on Steam. The Killing Antidote is a third-person action-adventure game set in a dystopian future ravaged by a deadly virus. You play as Jody, an investigator on a mission to uncover the origins of the outbreak and find a legendary antidote. The game features intense combat with melee weapons, firearms, and stealth tactics, along with intricate puzzles to solve and eerie environments to explore. With customization options for Jody's appearance and roguelite elements that make each playthrough unique. The Killing Antidote offers a mix of action and mystery. The game was released in 2024 but is still very popular today. The 2024 remake of Silent Hill 2, developed by Bloober Team and published by Konami, reimagines the classic survival horror with stunning visuals and immersive atmosphere. It uses Unreal Engine 5 to enhance graphics while preserving the original's psychological horror elements. Players control James Sunderland, who returns to Silent Hill after receiving a letter from his deceased wife, Mary. As James navigates the eerie town, he encounters characters like Angela, Eddie, and Maria, each linked to the town's dark secrets. The game features atmospheric exploration, puzzle solving, and combat against grotesque creatures. Critics have praised the remake's faithful recreation of the original's atmosphere and improved gameplay, though the intentionally clunky combat system keeps the sense of vulnerability from the original. Pine Harbor is a first-person survival horror game developed by Vision Forge team, set in a fog-shrouded fishing town on the North Atlantic coast. The town has been transformed into a nightmarish landscape following a catastrophic technological disaster. Pine Harbor draws inspiration from classics like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, blending exploration, resource management, and tense combat. Players control Josh, who arrives in the town after receiving a mysterious invitation from his estranged father. As he unravels the town's dark secrets, Josh faces hostile creatures and uncovers the tragic events behind the town's downfall. The game emphasizes scavenging supplies by day and preparing for the dangers that emerge at night, with a focus on crafting and surviving in eerie environments. Currently in early access, Pine Harbor is expected to have a full release by the end of 2025. The community has had mixed reactions, with some praising the atmospheric design while others express concerns about the game's progress. Pine Harbor is a first-person survival horror game developed by Vision Forge team, set in a fog-shrouded fishing town on the North Atlantic coast. The town has been transformed into a nightmarish landscape following a catastrophic technological disaster. Pine Harbor draws inspiration from classics like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, blending exploration, resource management, and tense combat. Players control Josh, who arrives in the town after receiving a mysterious invitation from his estranged father. As he unravels the town's dark secrets, Josh faces hostile creatures and uncovers the tragic events behind the town's downfall. The game emphasizes scavenging supplies by day and preparing for the dangers that emerge at night, with a focus on crafting and surviving in eerie environments. Currently in early access, Pine Harbor is expected to have a full release by the end of 2025. The community has had mixed reactions, with some praising the atmospheric design while others express concerns about the game's progress. Fear. The Timeloop is an upcoming third-person survival horror game developed by Taco Eaters, offering a fresh take on the genre with its time loop mechanics. In this game, players control Sheriff James Cooper, who wakes up in an abandoned hospital and is forced to die every 15 minutes, resetting to the starting point. The only person he can communicate with is police dispatcher Rose, for whom time moves normally. With her help, he attempts to escape the trap set by his arch-enemy. The game features a dynamic hospital environment that changes with each new time loop cycle, requiring players to adapt their strategies. Players can utilize a variety of abilities to create their unique playstyle, explore, solve puzzles, and complete tasks to advance the story and earn rewards. A free demo of the game was released on 2024, allowing players to experience the first 2 chapters of the game. The demo has received positive feedback. Fear the Time Loop is set to be released in the second quarter of 2025. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is a comprehensive overhaul of the 2006 cult classic, developed by Capcom using the RE engine. Released on 2024 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC, This remaster enhances Frank West's zombie-slaying adventure with stunning 4K visuals and smooth 60 FPS gameplay. Set in the Willamette Mall during a zombie outbreak, players control Frank, a photojournalist racing against the clock to uncover the truth behind the chaos. The remaster introduces a variety of improvements, including modernized controls, enhanced character models, better lighting, and a revamped user interface. Additionally, it features quality-of-life updates like autosave and updated content, removing outdated elements and introducing new endgame challenges. Into the Dead. Our Darkest Days is a side-scrolling survival horror game developed by Pickpock and published by Boltray Games. Released in early access on April 9, 2025 for PC, the game offers a fresh take on the zombie apocalypse genre, blending strategic management with intense survival mechanics. Set in the 1980s Texas, players lead a group of survivors through a city overrun by the undead. The gameplay emphasizes scavenging for resources, crafting weapons, and making critical decisions to ensure the group's survival. Each choice impacts the story, leading to multiple possible endings. The game has been well received, with 86% of over 3,600 user reviews on Steam being positive. Players praise its atmospheric design, challenging gameplay, and the depth of its survival mechanics. However, as it's still in early access, some features are in development, and the developers plan to release major updates every 4 to 6 weeks over the next 12 to 18 months. You made it all the way. Legend. If it gave you chills or giggles, drop a like, smash that sub, share it to your ghost hunting gang. Poe loves you. Stay spooky. Ofs.